It is 0600 in the morning. I roll out of bed, cut the alarm off, start off doing my day-to-day routine, brush your teeth, wash your face, take a shower, get a shave in, do all the normal things that I do when I'm getting ready for work. As I fix my breakfast, something small and quick like a bowl of cereal, some toast and orange juice is usually what I normally have every morning for breakfast. As I head out into work, I take notice of all the things around me. The sun is shining, the base is, the base. You have little things around the base that, make it stand out. And, as you walk past the flag poles, you look up at the flags, and you feel a sense of relief, that you're out there doing what you're supposed to do. As you go past some of the static displays that we have, I know for most places we have aircraft and munitions that are not laying around, but on a display mode, and we have those. So you gotta watch out, and you look at those, and you feel everything that you're grabbing all of it, and grabbing all this stuff into you, and you're like, wow, I do a lot of stuff on a day-to-day basis that most people would never possibly ever do in their whole entire life. But as I go into work, I realize one thing: I'm not at home. I'm on temporary duty once again. I'll show you a small example of the living arrangements that we have here at base where I'm at right now. So let's take a look around. As you can see, we do have nice sized beds. We have living room area, bathroom area. We share showers and stuff like that. You don't get your own bathroom at this point in life. You have to deal with what you got. We do have internet access, telephones and everything like that, but it's all the same. You're in a location and you're doing what you're supposed to do. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and go into talking about dealing with deployments and TDYs. The military life while deployed, there are several things you have to do. You have to establish a schedule. So you want to get yourself on a kind of like a schedule of what time you have to get up, what time you have to go do PT, and then what time you have to report to work and what time you're getting off. Once you have those things down, it kind of makes time go by a little bit quicker, but you're still away from home. Another one is use the training that you receive. All of the training that you got when you entered into the military and before your TDY deployment, use it. It helps you cope, it helps you deal with minor issues, and it really gets you going. It's the main thing that you get up for every day, and that's what you have to do. One of the things I like to do is start a hobby. One of the hobbies is going to the gym, running, doing activities to relieve the stress, because when you're in a temporary duty or deployed location, you really have a lot of stress that you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Having to go into work, establish certain boundaries, working with a new set of folks, all of that plays into your well-being. And if your well-being is good, then it's going to make it a hard time for you. Next, I want to go into talking about your living arrangements. A lot of times you live in austere locations like dorms or tents. Unfortunately, this time I got a dorm room, which makes it a lot better. Staying in tents is really, really hard because there's no privacy. If you want to sit down and just take in everything, you don't have that when you're living inside a tent. Another thing is your eating. You want to make sure, since you're not home, you have to eat. So what you have to eat is, making it over to the commissary to get some small foods, things that you can keep in a dorm room that doesn't take up a lot of space and that you know that you're going to eat on a day-to-day basis. Being on a diet and everything like that, you really have to look at that because you don't want to get into the habit of eating at the little fast food restaurants that's usually located on bases. Another item that you want to do is dealing with your living arrangements. You want to make that place your home. Everything that's around there, you want to make it as homely as possible. Because if you make it homely, it makes your experience a whole lot better. You get a chance to feel relaxed, and you're able to accomplish things that normally you wouldn't be able to do if you were at home with your family and your normal duties. Which brings me into my next point. Dealing with family issues. It's very hard when you're always constantly either TDY or deployed. It's extremely hard on your wife, your spouse, your children, your family members. It's a really delicate situation. Like now, coming back from another TDY, or temporary duty that I was on, and coming off a deployment, go home for about a month and trying to reconnect with your family kind of is bad, because it doesn't work that good, especially once you reconnect with your family and you're going through the motions and you're all dealing with each other. It's really bad when you have to pack up and leave out again for another 3 to 4 weeks. And that's where I'm at now. Along with that, while you are on duty, temporary duty, you need to establish a schedule, a routine with your family. You want to make sure that you call them on a constant basis. You want to send emails. You want to send anything you can possibly do to make your home life better. So when you get back home, you can understand and you realize the things that you missed while you were gone. And it's very difficult because it's a lot of places, a lot of things, Military One Source, and also the Red Cross has a lot of things, a lot of brochures and videos that you can watch that can help you deal with being on your temporary duties. Lastly, I will go ahead and finish up my speech. First, I talked to you about dealing with military life while you're deployed. Secondly, I talked about your living arrangements. And thirdly, I talked about coping with your family and dealing with your family while you're gone. Which leads me to the last part. A lot of times, temporary duties, like the one I am on now, are very hard on families. It's very hard for anything that you try to do on a day-to-day basis. School, work, and I get to miss all of the Halloweens and Christmases and Thanksgivings due to temporary duties. But I do know one thing that stands out the most for me in any situation is when I'm getting back on the plane and I fall asleep and I wake up, and as I'm going down the escalator to go pick up my baggage, I see my family and they're standing there and they're smiling and they're greeting me with hugs and kisses. That's the most important thing that I can ever take back from any temporary deployment or any deployment, temporary duty or deployment. Thank you.